Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today Easy Sewing with Tyke. So a huge thank you to all my 500 plus subscribers. I do not take this for granted at all. I appreciate you all, and to everyone who supports this channel in one way or the other, thank you so much. If you are joining us today for the very first time, if today happens to be the first time you're stopping by, you're welcome. I'm sure that you will love it here. Kindly subscribe and put on the notification bell. So today we'll be learning how to make this beautiful wrap crop top that can be paired with almost anything. So it is a must have. So let's get started. So here's the fabric I'll be working with today, but because the fabric is dark and because of the texture of the fabric, I'll be drafting on the pattern paper before transferring to the fabric. But the drafting that I'll be doing on this paper, you can do it directly on your fabric, but just for tutorial purpose so that it will be clear and you will understand properly. That's why I'm drafting on a pattern paper. That's why I'm drafting on the pattern paper. So the first thing you want to do now is to measure out the length. The length I'm working with. The length I'm working with is 18, and that is exactly what I have here. I've cut it out already. 18 inches. It is a crop top. Next thing you want to put in is your chest line measurement or the armhole line. So if you have been following my tutorial, now you should be a pro at getting the armhole line. But I'll put the formula with which I do get my armhole line on the screen. So my armhole line is 8.5. The waist measurement that I'm working with is 16 inches. I'll put that there. 8.5, 16, and I'll roll it across this way. We'll be cutting the back pattern first. CB, we'll be cutting the back pattern first. This is center back. This should be on fold. If you are cutting directly on your fabric now, this should be on fold. Next thing you want to put is your shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 16. 16 divided by 2 now is 8 inches. Remember, it is on fold, so when it is opened, it will be the 16 inches. You'll put the 8 inches on the chest line also. Let me label that. Chest line, waist length. And then you would connect it, the 8 inches mark, this way. So once you are done connecting it, what you want to do now is to put in your bust measurement, the bust circumference. So the bust measurement I'm working with is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9 inches. Here, 9 inches. I'll be adding 1 inch sewing allowance. 1 inch sewing allowance. Since I will not be turning this with a lining. If you'll be turning yours with a lining, peradventure you're using Ankara for yours and you want to line it, then you can use 1.5. So that I use the half inches to turn it with the lining. The waist measurement I'm working with is 32. 32 divided by 4 is 8 inches. I'll be adding 1 inch allowance. That's 9. I will put the same measurement on the length. On the length as well. It's a crop top, so it's the same thing. I'll connect it that way. Then I'll connect the waist measurement to the bust measurement like this. After which I'll come down by half inches here. I'll be left with 8. Remember, this line here to here is 8.5. Divide that 8 into 2, I have 4. Get my armhole cord and I'll just connect it like this. Like that. So the next thing to do now is to put in your neck measurement. So I'll be using 3.25 for the width and 1 inches for the length. For the back, remember this is the back pattern. So I use 3.25 by 1 inches. 3.25 by 1 inches. Then you want to connect it to the shoulder. So this is the shoulder slope. And the back pattern is ready. So here's what I will do. I will cut it out. Then I'll cut it on the fabric before we now move to the front pattern. The reason is because I want to use the same pattern to draft the front as well. So I'll go ahead and cut it out now and I'll show you what I have. So I am done placing the pattern on the fabric. So remember, if you are drafting yours directly on your fabric, factor in the 1 inch allowance to fold it in at the end. Factor it in, please. factor it in. So this is 1 inches that I've left here that I'll use to fold in the hem. And I'll go ahead and cut it out. I'll add half inches allowance at the shoulder to take it in at the shoulder. So if you are drafting yours directly on your fabric, you want to be mindful of that. I've already added allowance to the side, so that is fine. I'll go ahead and cut it out now. So once you are done with this, you'll remove the pattern. So it's actually on fold. Remember I told you to be on fold. So here's the back. Here is the back pattern. It is ready. The next thing to do now is to draft the front pattern. So to draft the front pattern, we'll just alter few things. And the first thing I want us to alter is the armhole. Curve. So to draft the armhole for the front, you'll go up by 2 inches. Then from the 8 inches mark for the shoulder, you come in by half inches. And you'd connect that. You connect it this way. And this way. So that's the first alteration. The first alteration is to redraft the armhole line. And the second alteration now is the neckline. So I've already added 6 inches extra at the back because I knew that I was going to use this pattern to draft the front. So now this is my CF. This is 6 inches. So this 6 inches can just be called the wrap extra or the wrap extension. Yes, the wrap extension. It is 6 inches. 6 inches is actually fine. You can use 7 inches or 5 as you prefer. So what you just want to do now is to extend the waist line here. Extend it this way. And now determine how low you want the neck, how low you want it to be or how exposed you want it to be. So I want the front neckline to be 7 inches. So remember I have 8.5 here. So I would measure out 7 inches like this. 7 inches. And I will just connect it. I will connect it to the 3¼ width that was used for the back, and I'll connect it to this waistline here. Connect it to the depth of the front neckline that you're comfortable with. You can use 6, you can use 8, but I choose to use 7, or let me use 6.5. Let's see, and connect it. So I'll be connecting it this way. So if you do not have a curve, it's fine. You can do freehand. Just connect it to the waistline. Remember, this is the waistline and this is the length. Just connect it that way and cut it. Extension WE 6 inches. Front pattern is ready. All we have to do now is to put it on the fabric and add necessary allowance to it. Okay, so yes, I have placed the front pattern on the fabric. Remember, it will be on fold also because we have to have 2 pieces of this. Two pieces of this. I've added 1 inches at the end for folding it in. So I'll go ahead, while cutting now, I'll factor in the allowance that I want to put here to fold it while sewing, and the allowance at the shoulder to join it. I'll go ahead and cut it out. Oh, sorry, another thing that you have to do is for the front pattern, you would come in by ½ inches again. You are taking in ½ inches at the front, 1 inches at the front and ½ inches at the back. So you would connect it for the shoulder slope. You are taking in 1 inches at the front and ½ inches at the back, So I'll just cut that out real quick. Before proceeding with cutting on the fabric. So the front pattern is also ready. And this is what I have. I have this. So I have this. I have this already. And this is the back pattern. Let me just place it on each other. So this is the back pattern. And this is the front piece. This is the front piece, the second piece. So now we'll move to the sewing machine to join these together before cutting the belt and the sleeve. So the first thing you want to do is to hem this area, this wrap area. Like I said, you can turn it with a lining or with facing or with bias, but I will be folding mine in like this. I'll just be folding it in this way neatly. After folding in the front part like this, I would fold in the neck area. After folding, so this is actually the neck for the front. After folding in the neck for the front, I'll fold in the neck, back neck as well. I'll fold it in neatly. When I'm done folding everything in, I will join the front and the back pattern at the shoulders. I will join it at the shoulder this way. I will join it at the shoulder. Once I'm done joining at the shoulder, I will go ahead and hem. I'll go ahead and fold in the hem this way. The 1 inch that was there, I'll fold the hem in also. After folding in the hem, I'll just go ahead and join it at the side also with the 1 inch allowance that I left. I'll join it in at the side. So that's all I'll be doing on the sewing machine. Here I'm back from the sewing machine. I've done everything I said I would. I have hemmed the front neckline, the back neckline. I joined it at the shoulder, and I hemmed it also. Then I joined it at the sides with the 1 inch allowance. So this is what I have, and I've ironed it. So the wrap dress is almost ready. So the next thing to do now is to fix the belt. So I'm gonna to cut a long stripe. Your belt can be between 45 to 60 inches. Depending on the material and your preference. So better to fold the belt. That is, I want the belt to be folded this way. But because the fabric that is left is not enough, so I decided to have a single belt. So what I did was cut out 3.5 inches. Then I folded it at both sides like this. I folded it to 2 inches. 2 inches that I have here. So I'll just attach it this way. I will attach it this way and finish it. So I'll finish it off neatly the way I did for this shoulder. I will first put the front sides together like this, one side facing each other. I will sew it on the front part of the fabric. Then I'll go ahead and flip it over and then sew it on the wrong side of the fabric. Then I will have it neat like this. Once I'm done, I will show you. So I will attach the 2 belts to the 2 sides this way. So the next thing to do now is to cut out the sleeve. Again, I wanted to have a puff sleeve, but because the fabric is not enough, I will be having a basic sleeve, but with elastic at the hem. So this is what I will do. I want it to be a quarter sleeve, and the measurement, the length that I'm working with is 16. So this is the sleeve we made from the last tutorial I posted how to make a basic sleeve. So I'll just alter this to the length that I want. So I said I want length 16 plus 1 inches, that's 17. I'll just fold it. I'll fold it this way. I'll just confirm that it's right. 17. Okay. And I'll place it on my fabric. I've already folded it into 4. I'll go ahead and place it this way. So now, because I want elastic at this, at the cuff side, I would not be shaping it like this. I'll be cutting it straight. So I will be cutting it like, I won't shape it like this because it's not a pencil sleeve. It's not a pencil sleeve. I want it to have an elastic here. So I will not shape it like this. I will just cut it out and it will be straight. So I'll first cut the back also. Then I will open it up and alter the front part of the sleeve. So I'll go ahead and cut it now, and you'll see. So I have notched the center on the fabric. You can see that this is what I have. Look at the back. I use like tallies, and this is the front. So I'll just go ahead and trim this off. This way. Then I will just put a sort of indication so that I will know that this is the front part. So I'll just notch this side. So I'll know that I will attach this to the front part of the dress, and this will be at the back. So the sleeve is ready. What I will do now is to go ahead and create the casing for the elastic. I'll be folding it in like this. I'm using the small elastic, 1/2 inch elastic. So I'll go ahead and create casing for it. Insert the elastic, attach the sleeve to the top. Then I'll show you what I have when I'm done. So I've gone ahead to attach the belt to the two sides, and also I've gone ahead to fix the elastic and to fix one of the sleeve. So I just want to show you how to fix the second sleeve in case you are not sure of how to go about it. So you can see the sleeve, the front part of the armhole is actually deeper than the back part. So what you'll be doing is to locate the middle, which is the shoulder line, and also the middle of the sleeve. You must have notched it earlier. You would make sure that both sides match up, that is the shoulder line and the notch and the middle of the sleeve. Then you would pin it down like that all the way till you are fully covered the armhole. You make sure that you pin it down that way. So after pinning it down, you just go ahead and stitch it, and that is all. And that is how to attach the sleeve to the body of the top. And that brings us to the end of today's tutorial. Our wrap dress is ready. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, kindly give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment for me in the comment section, and put on the notification bell. You can see the gypsy skirt that I paired with this wrap top here. I'll be posting the tutorial video sometimes next week. If you're yet to subscribe, now is the time to do so. Please hit the subscription button. Share this video with as many people as you can. Thank you for staying to the end. Thank you for doing this with me. I appreciate you all. Thank you.